What's going on, guys? If you're watching this means I was hopefully successful at what I was trying to accomplish here. Basically, my seatbelt, my rear driver's side, is locked in place. I cannot do anything with it. That means I can't have anyone sit there. Not that I have many people to take around with me, but it's just still another thing that I need to get fixed. Originally, I was just thinking it may have just failed for whatever reason, and I, originally was going to get replaced by my mechanic. However, I was reading that some people were having similar issues. Most notably, a person that said their rear window, this one right here, had shattered, and he found shards of glass pretty much blocking the mechanism. Which is funny because several years ago, when roughly around the same time this belt stopped being usable, a similar thing happened to me. Unfortunately, a child in my neighborhood I used to live in destroyed the glass with a metal pipe because he was young, and that's what children, I guess, do sometimes. Anyway, what I'm going to do is actually take off this whole panel right here and see if I can possibly resolve the issue internally. And maybe, just maybe, it might be the same exact issue. Now, to get this panel off, it's not terribly complicated from what I saw. However, you need to pull, obviously, the seat out, pull off the cover here, because underneath here, there's also part of the plastic is holding this edge piece down here. So, just kind of pull these screws off so I can lift this piece up and hopefully free this away. But you'll see there's actually I don't know if you can see too well in the imagery in the video, but there's a little false cap right here. So I guess there's a screw back there, screw up there, these little tabs down here. So yeah, let's get it off and hopefully resolve this issue. So you see why this is necessary, pulling those screws off to get this piece off, because it might look like a little ledge maybe, but then you pull it off and you see, oh no, it's actually a really thick piece on each end here holding it underneath. So that's why you gotta pull it off. Another little detail right here is that right here and there, maybe, no, I think that'll be it, or these little caps right here. These are a little different from the other ones I do have extras of, so luckily no issues not breaking them here. But as I said in my other video, get one of these tools if you don't have it, because it made it really quick and easy. Okay, fun part. There's so many little screws in this thing. Yeah, just be aware. You're probably gonna miss some while you're trying to do it too. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bolt right there. Bolt where that little thing is for the little mount. That one up there. Then obviously the metal bracket for where the rear seat latches into. There's 3 bolts holding that one down. And now finally I got the whole thing free. So let's see what's going on. Oh, and I think we gotta, something about this piece we gotta be able to pull off. So I need to see how it goes. Oh, just like that. Okay, so then you just feed the, so this cap comes right off just like that. And it slots the strap right through. Look at that. Right now. It's funny because as soon as I pulled this thing off, I started hearing what sounded like a bunch of pieces started breaking or falling on the ground, but I think it sounds like the glass. So yeah, fun. So I got the seatbelt off, and I didn't see anything obvious, but then this little mechanism that shoots that little notch forward that locks the little gear right there and keeps it from moving. And I was like, why is this thing pushed forward so much? And then all of a sudden I pull it out, and then look. I don't know if you can see it. Look at that. A little shard of that glass I told you about. Just stuck right there. So I want to try and put this back together with that removed and see if it improves things. And if not, then unfortunately I'll probably have to replace. Well, I don't know if I can get this piece by itself, but yeah. I guess my suspicions were correct after all. I know I keep harping on this glass thing, but let's pull this panel off right there, and all underneath that was more glass. So I guess when they went to fix this, they did not bother, it seems, to actually clean up the remaining debris, which is kind of sad considering how much I really appreciate them able to do the job right. So it seems the last thing I need to do just to get the seatbelt off completely is just that one bolt, and then I guess it pops off. Alright, I put everything back together just for now. I'm probably going to leave the seat out. There's a chance it might show up this week. Alright guys, I am back again with the seatbelt. I guess now it's a seatbelt repair that I did, so to speak. I'll get into that later, but right now I have it right there. I'm going to pull the panel off again, and just a reminder, if you're going to do this, this has, let's see, I believe at least 7 screws. So screw right there, screw in there, screw behind that little hidden panel, one more panel right here, up top. Then where the little latches are, there's one over here too. Behind there, yep, there's 2 screws, just in those pieces alone. And then there's 3 bolts holding on that bracket that mounts for the seat, and those are 14mm socket size, same size you use for the seats actually. So I'm going to pull this all off again, and then up here as well, on behind on the handle right there, you see the little oval outlines, those little rubber pieces, covers that just pop out. You get like a little plastic trim tool to make it safer, and you just pop them out. There's 2 screws behind there, and then it just holds on with clips. You just got to pull everything off carefully, not just yank it off, but yeah, just like anything else in here, so you don't break anything that you don't need to. So let's get this off. Of course, I forgot to mention this one right here too. So 3 screws right there holding it in. So let's get this all off. I'm pretty sure some of you guys are screaming at me, oh no, the 2 tabs. You forgot the little 2 tabs down here. Well, I forgot to mention it. So we'll just take care of it right now. Let's see if I can do these again without breaking. Oh, nice one. And let's see if I can get this one too. There we go. Now the whole panel should be able to come out now, again. And hopefully, I gotta close this door first, or open this door. You'll notice that stop recording for a moment. And see, oh, there it goes. Oh, little budge. All right. There it goes. Aha! We're free. So let's pull it out from the rear. And let me get a handle here. There we are. So now I just need to do the upper part up here. So this is what I mentioned earlier about these little handle screws right here. Little tabby thingies that go in there like that. There's a little notch on one end. But yeah, that's how it goes in there. It's all soft rubber right here, so you just gotta move around a little bit and get something in there to wedge it out. And then you just got a little screw in there. Yep, just like that. It just pops right out. Now there is a certain way it goes back in. It's not too complicated to figure out. But yeah, I had a little plastic thingy there that I use as an indicator. And now we should be able just to pop, just like that. Okay, simple enough. So just note that this one, it's not complicated. Bolts up in there, but there's like a little folded metal tab right there in the middle. And it's already attached to the plastic, so you just gotta wiggle it in there. Then when you tighten it down, make sure that the little metal tab falls in that little little hole. So one thing about mounting the main seatbelt body itself, you see there's obviously a hole there for the bolt, and there's 2 little wing notches that line up those little ovals right there. This bolt is I guess you want to call it captured. or at least that's what I view it as, because you can't just pull it out like normal. So yeah, I think this guy's sitting in there and get the bolt threaded going, and once you tighten it down, make sure those little wings are lined up to those ovals, and you should be good to go. And just another little tip for getting this in a little easier, because I was having a little bit of a struggle. So just make sure your belt's not all the way wound up, because all that added thickness makes it difficult for this piece to sit in there and get the thread, get the bolt into place. So yeah, I just pulled out some extra length, and I got a little chip bag thingy there holding it in place, so I don't have to worry about it rolling up while I'm doing this. So yeah. All right, that's back in place now. Leaving it there since I need to do the last one, which is this piece right here. And obviously you see the little hook right there, fits in a little slot. So with that, I should be able to pull the clip off, and hopefully this works. Nice. The safety lock still works. All right. Otherwise, yeah, it's back to working operation, and that's a good thing. I'm just gonna do one last once over. That's good. And then, all right, these are all good to go. Yeah, let's button things back up, and I should be good to go. So just a little random little factoid or thing to consider when you're reinstalling and uninstalling things. You may have seen these little pink doodads right here. I don't know the technical name for these things, but I mean, you'll notice that they consistently use these little brass or bronze colored screws. I believe these are just meant to help with threaded hardware like this to lock things into plastic a little easier. Just be cognizant that you're not overdoing it for these, as well as for some of the other screws or the non-copper ones that we have holding this panel in place. If you over tighten them, you're going to, strip the quote-unquote threads that exist there. So just be aware of that. And again, these little pink ones, it's also the same in that little rear panel. You can see the other pink one right there. They use the same exact kind of screws too. Okay, we're gonna get this plastic back in place, and remember, we have the seatbelt back in now, so we're gonna have to feed the plastic panel underneath. To make your life a little easier, pull that little cap off before you get to this point, so you can easily feed that right in, and bam, done with that. I made one little error, a little mistake, no big deal, didn't break anything this time, luckily. So, I mounted this a little too soon. It's supposed to be mounted after you get the plastic on there. So I'm gonna pull this off. Just one other thing to be careful of when you're putting the plastic back in. This goes for the top as well. Just make sure that when you're trying to set the plastic back into place, that you're moving the weather stripping out of the way, because it's supposed to sit over top the plastic. And if you're trying to push it in, it's not really giving you any leeway. Just take a look at that rubber trim, see if it's folded in or crimpled in or snagged somewhere. Just got take like a little plastic trim tool, and I just use it to glide down from one side to the other, and it works out pretty well. All right, the job is done. Everything is back in place as it should. Seat's back in. You can see that I can actually buckle in the seatbelt now. And as you saw earlier, I might need to get some I guess like a silicone lubricant spray that people often put in there, just to give it a little bit more fluidity and movement. But considering how this started or how it was before, I cannot complain. So yeah, if you're just looking to do this for your own car, hopefully this video gave you some visual ideas or guidance on how to get in there and do what you need to do. So thanks for watching, and I guess I'll do more of these videos if people like them. First part of this video, I had actually ordered a replacement belt off of eBay, and unfortunately it didn't match the strap color, and I was having issues with it, also similar issues, and I kind of decided to take this one apart again and kind of see how the mechanism works. And it sits at a very specific 45-degree angle when it's in there, like you saw in the video. and that is what activates that little lever, or they call it the gravity ball, I found out, because I guess in a rollover, when it goes out of an angle that the vehicle shouldn't be, that ball will actually push that lever in and make sure the belt locks in place pretty much. And so I kind of played around with it a little more, took it apart, disassembled it, the little lever piece, the little ball and all that, and I kind of was holding it at this specific angle here and realizing, okay, it's unlocking and locking as it should when I'm holding it at a very specific angle. So I decided that I'm gonna just reinstall it as is and see how it goes. And then you saw my video that we got it working.